I am here to formally welcome you. Bienvenidos todos. Bienvenidos todos, gracias, to our 2024 Corazon y Poder Conference in Chicago. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us today. It was just over 7 years ago that I came to HIP, and I had a mandate given to me by our board. They asked me to be bold, to put goosebumps on their arms so that we could advance equity, leadership, and to influence Latinos in philanthropy, to influence the sector and to make things better. And time has passed. Some things are better, but we have also faced profound, persistent, and at times very disruptive challenges. A recession that wiped out a whole generation of wealth, a global pandemic, which still feels very close to us, climate change, and thousands of families that to this day remain separated. It has been so hard, but we have also been inspired by the spirit of our people, by the resilience of our grantees, the generosity of all of our funders, and the persistence of our beautiful staff and board. HIP has a very special role in the sector. We are one of the very few transnational organizations that supports Latinx, not just in the US, but also in Latin America and in the Caribbean. We do this because we know that problems and solutions do not stop at the border. There's an interdependence. And we recognize the responsibility that we have to our communities and the pursuit towards justice and liberation for all. So today I'm really excited to, after a lot of work, almost 2 years, to be able to preview with you our new strategic roadmap that was crafted through a very inclusive process, not just with our brilliant staff and board, but with lots and lots of community input. It reflects HIP's deep commitment to our transnational approach, which is fluid in that it's north to south and south to north. So let us take a look. You have our QR code. If you can just pull out your cameras and download the QR code, you will have a sneak peek because we have not rolled this out to the public yet. I'll give you a second. So when you pull it up, you'll see that we have an updated mission and vision statement. It reflects how HIP is uniquely positioned. We're being bold, and we're building, funding, and fueling power. As Miguel and Dr. Ross said, in bright lights, flashing with no miedo, no? Staying true to our racial equity North Star. We now have 2 overarching goals, which are to mobilize diverse donors and investors, and as well to transform traditional philanthropic ideas and practices, what we call TPP. And I'm happy that our approach in this work is a very holistic approach. And it's organized around 3 core areas that reflect the changing needs of our gente. Impact investing, what we were talking about, the whole of the dollars being invested into impact and into alignment and into mission. Transforming philanthropic practice, and movement and infrastructure building. Let's get a slide up. Impact investing, which is about building power, about building prosperity, so we can overcome systemic and economic challenges. That's that long game of building wealth so we can build more philanthropy. And to do this, we're providing resources, we're amplifying, we're providing partnerships to Latinx startup founders, funders, and we're working with field builders nationwide. The second area is transforming philanthropic practice, and that's about educating, organizing, advising donors so that they can craft equitable giving strategies. That means that we are deepening and strengthening partnerships that are transforming philanthropy, trying to better support our communities and communities of color all across the Americas. The trust-based philanthropy that we were talking about earlier, but so much more. And then finally, last slide, movement and infrastructure building, which brings all of our programmatic work with the nonprofit sector, all of it together under one umbrella. We did this because we know that communities don't experience singular issues in isolation from one another. We know that there needs to be a leveraging of resources all across the Americas and a work that is building power from the ground up. And so that's really important. It's important that it be focused on intersectional, transnational, that it's building, that it's politically activating, that it's mobilizing, it's engaging and protecting. So to illustrate this, I'd love to share a quick trailer of one of the documentaries that we are working on right now. We'll be releasing it soon, and it highlights how movement building works, specifically in the space of climate change and how it affects our communities and how local partners are responding. It's called Somos Territorios. So let's play that trailer. There we go.
Si no tenemos territorio, ya no tenemos existencia.
La situación lo hace a uno al migrar. Eso ha sido un apoyo para mí que mi compañero se haya ido.
La caravana que hubo en enero de 2021 de más o menos 5.000 personas yéndose, especialmente desde Honduras, era el rostro de la gente que estaba en los albergues, que había perdido todo y que no tenía otra opción.
Yo creo que muchos pensamos en irnos cuando estamos en este tiempo así de inundaciones, pero son pocos que no tenemos otros para dónde irnos.
El relevo generacional es importante para que los recursos se mantengan y esto pues de alguna manera contribuye a reducir, ¿verdad? La migración.
Sin esa base organizativa de la comunidad no podría salir para resolver las grandes necesidades que quedan. Es lo que puedo decir, aquí la clave es el trabajo comunitario.
Thank you. That's just a sneak peek. Stay tuned. We'll be posting release dates. It'll be happening later this summer on our social media. If you don't follow us, this is a great opportunity to start following us. So we're really excited about our work around narrative change, around lifting up the stories and what's happening in community. And this is just one of the many projects that we have going. So thank you for letting us share that with you. I wanted to make sure that you have an opportunity to meet our amazing staff. None of what we do would happen without our incredible staff. Everyone on the HIP team. If you are here in this room, a lot of you are out registering people, but those of you that are part of the HIP team that are in this room, please stand up. I'd love for folks to get to know you. No, don't be shy, stand up. I'm just so honored and humbled to be able to get to work with these amazing people. We talk about Corazon en Poder. They have Corazon en Poder. The HIP leadership, you'll see them on here. They are also in the room. Please reach out. You'll get to know them. They're fantastic. Our HIP board, tonight is our board chair reception, so our board will all be there. Our board chair emeritus, Efraín, who you'll hear from him, and Hector Mujica, who is our incoming board chair. Yeah, you'll get to hear them. So please reach out to our staff and to our board. They're all here. We can't do any of this without them. We can't do any of this without our sponsors as well. A big shout out to each and every one of you, but especially Orion, who you heard from a couple minutes ago. Orion right here, thank you so much. And your whole entire Gates team, we're so appreciative. Also, shout outs to our friends at the MacArthur Foundation. We're in your home. We're so pleased to be here. Wells Fargo, Casey Family Programs, and so many others that made this week possible. So that's all the wonderful things. There's also something sad that I wanted to share. I wanted to make sure that we honor an incredible leader. We stand on the shoulders of so many special people. Could we change that? Thank you. Who have supported our communities and have supported HIP in many, many ways. And earlier this year, we lost Aida Rodriguez, who was one of our board members, but more than a board member, she was an impassioned, patient, good-humored, truly accomplished leader. Aida is the founding energy behind something that was really important and groundbreaking, not just for HIP, but for the whole sector, the Funders Collaborative for Strong Latino Communities. We had this Funders Collaborative, which got launched in the late 90s, and it went all the way through about 2015. So it really was almost a whole generation of the first funding to our Latino communities that was life-changing, game changers for them. I still go to communities in Boston or in Texas that say, you all gave us our first grant. And it was about strong Latino communities, understanding that that had to be grounded by our nonprofits. So our deepest condolences to her family, all of her friends, because we are all mourning the loss of Aida. We'll continue to honor her legacy and the spirit of resistance and resilience and passion and creativity that she brought to everything. So I wanted to just make sure to mark this moment, because in our joy to be together, there are also some that we miss and that we will forever remember. So thank you again for joining us, for being present with us, for supporting the legacy of everything that we hope to continue to build upon. Buen provecho, and I hope that you continue to enjoy our conference. Those of you that haven't heard, we have Tito Puente Jr. coming tomorrow night. That was our sneak surprise. So if you haven't planned to come to the party, the Pachanga tomorrow night, you know that HIP is well known for our parties, and Tito is going to, this whole building is going to be on fire. So enjoy the day, enjoy tomorrow, and enjoy the party tomorrow night. Gracias.